End of day 4. The amount of clips I've recorded today and then just deleted them because I've watched them back and gone, can't release that. I think I just need to keep this one short and sweet. So, end of day 4. It was a productive rest day. I feel ready to go to town on some Scottish tarmac tomorrow. Little toe is still ruined, but there's a better solution in place, and it's better than it was yesterday. Legs feel sound, genuinely, apart from toes and a bit of ache in foot. If you woke me up from a coma and said, you've just ran 100 Ks over the last 3 days, I'd be like, not me, mate. You try the next ward. It just didn't happen. So that's a positive. But yeah, I'm just gonna have to keep an eye on toes, feet, injuries that may prevail, and stop this from actually happening. But so far, nothing to worry about. Good morning. I was absolutely freezing last night. I had this, like this, sleep mask, sleeping bag, round here. Garmin says I got a 80 sleep score last night. I feel like I got 2, maybe a 3. I was cold, so I'm gonna warm this up. Bread, ham, banana, everything you need. This is the warm-up that I try and do, and have failed to do, but I'm trying to do every day to run the length of Great Britain. Let's go. I think I'm about to find my tripod that I left behind. Please. Oh, surely it's here. Fuck. I've already run back on myself like a kilometre. I've sorted my shoes out and I definitely just put it down. Oh, fuck. I'm gonna run to one more of these, and if I don't find it, it's gone. Look at this beauty. Day 5, about halfway through the day, 21 Ks in. I am absolutely ecstatic today. Rest day, did the business yesterday. Hang on. Come on, baby. Oh. See the Teslas, they creep up on you. They can get far closer before I clock them. Anyway, day 5, feeling good. I found a route off the A9. Got this beautiful, I don't know what road it is, but it's not the A9, and that's all that matters. I am extremely happy I took a rest day yesterday, because my legs feel fresh as a daisy. Well, I don't know if I'd say fresh as a daisy, but significantly fresher. You've always got to say hello to the ladies. Come on, ladies. Come on. I see you, buddy. I see you, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Yes. Come on. Come on, baby. Last stretch. Yes. Bit of crowd work. Bit of crowd work. Yes. This could be too explicit for YouTube. I'll let Chief Executive of Chief Director of Media decide whether this makes it. Oh, don't want to do this. Ah. Oh, cobweb. Piss off. They're so big. Never hosed my armpit before. Not good, man. Yeah. Yeah. Just thought I'd record a quick update whilst I'm pacing it down this road back into town. Oh, I've got the shivers. It's not that cold, but basically I'm staying at someone's house, but they're not in and they know about it. There's a website called Warm Showers. It's an app as well, but I think it was a website first. It's called Warm Showers and people can host you. It's mainly if you're a cyclist, but I thought I'm doing something big enough that I can sneak in as a runner. It felt appropriate. And I messaged someone called David who was in Tane, or who lived in Tane. It pops up as like a little shower emoji on the map, so you can see where people are and if it's convenient for them to host you. So I messaged him yesterday saying, yo, this is what I'm doing, can you help? Thinking I could probably do with a night in a bed if possible, and I'm spending quite a bit of money on campsites. And he replied saying, I'm in Japan, but you can camp in my garden if you want. So I was like, sure, that sounds alright. Prob's got a hose, nice flat garden, not next to the sea, so it won't be Baltic like it was last night. And yeah, anyway, I've arrived, but I've just had a wash with his garden hose, and that's why I'm shivering. And now we're on a pilgrimage to find some calories. Oh, yeah, my legs are feeling it again, but not as bad as day before yesterday. And I've done a tiny bit more distance today, so that's a good sign. We're in the right direction. Oh. Pros and cons to staying in someone's garden when they're in Japan. It was warm. I felt like I had a little private sanctuary. I felt like I wasn't going to get disturbed by neighbouring campers or cold winds from the North Sea. Cons, I had to get a wash with a hose, which, you know, got fresh water, count your blessings. But that shower at the end of the day, it's one of the magnetic forces that drags me through the day. One of many, albeit, but it is one. So, I just do love a good shower. It's one of the finer things in life. So we're trying to get to Dingwall today, which is about 23 miles. And I'm now going into Asda to get as much calories from the cafe as physically possible. This is a bit grim because I'm in a cafe and people should not have to see this, but it's for the good of content. I don't really have a toe anymore. A little toe's got a Mohican. What the fuck? My toes never looked like that before. I think my blister popped last night, so now it's just excess skin. Oh yes. Disgusting.
it means I'm gonna have to get a ferry. It's like half an hour, but it's, I'm about to say it's very windy and the wind goes down, but it's pretty windy, so I'm hoping it's still running. And I don't know if it shaves off any distance, but it shaves off a big portion of the A9, which means there's less risk of death. So that's a win. Here it comes, the beast, fighting the aggressive waves. Treacherous. I don't think it's very big, and these guys are trying to get on. So I hope we can both fit on this little canoe that's coming across. We're on the ferry. You probably can't see much through that grimy window. If I saw me from like a car's perspective, I'd go, oh, could that poor lad, he shit himself? So I'm in a hotel, which will explain why that's the case in a second. And I'm over the moon because they're playing Transformers Revenge of the Fallen. And this movie, for a variety of reasons, just means a lot to me. It's so good. Anyway, yeah, we've got lasagna toasty for dinner because, well, number one, it's a lasagna toasty, and number two, it's £1.30. I think it was number two that was more the deciding factor of the purchase. Some milk because I'm scared that my bones are just going to start breaking down, and I think getting some milk and calcium in is a good thing. This because calories, and this because I'm sick of drinking water. So we're at the end of day 6, did 30 k's today. I didn't know where I was going to end up today, which isn't the best tactic because I think by default you just do less because you give up when you're tired, not when you're finished. But I knew I wanted to do about 30 k's, and it was dependent on which campsite I was headed to. And I arrived at, where am I? It's a weird Scottish village. I might insert the name of it, or I'll find it and record a separate clip after. Really nice little village, but I arrived after hating my life for about 8 kilometres, sat down, and I was like, I don't think I can go any further. So I rang the closest campsite and said, hi, I want to book in. I'm giving myself a foot massage with Tiger Balm, by the way. If you see my shoulders doing this. I don't know if it's doing anything, but it feels fantastic. I rang the first campsite and was like, hi, I just want to book in for tonight. It's just me, I've got a small tent. She was like, we're booked, fully booked. So I was like, all right. And then she recommended the next one down, which was in the next village across. Rang them, fully booked. And in theory, I could wild camp, but I think the weather's going to be shit tonight. I couldn't see anywhere that had like a decent river or a stream where I could get access to freshish water, and you know, in theory I can manage anyway. But it's been 5 days or 6 days of non-hoteling. So I've camped for 5 days, and last night I got a 49 sleep score, which is insufficient for a day of doing not a lot, let alone a day of running marathons and half marathons. So today, my eyes, I might have put too much on. I've been going, I don't think your hand should be shiny with it. I kind of like it though. I've lost my train of thought, but I'm in a hotel. I pretty much got the distance that I wanted to get to. I plan on catching up on a significant amount of sleep, and there's breakfast included. And I've got to remind myself that this is an endurance game. Having these little respite stops, these little aid stations, where you can just stop and not have to think and do all of the admin and chores that you've got to do after you stop running. It does give you a lot of mental rest, and that does a lot for your body too. And they're playing Transformers Revenge of the Fallen, which is one of my favourite films.
Good night. Good morning. It's day 7. I say good morning or good afternoon or good evening, but I'm saying it to me because you could be watching this at 1 a.m, 4 p.m. I can't think of any other times for some reason. You get my point. Good morning. I slept. That was, Garmin says I got a 91, but that was the best sleep of my entire life. One of them sleeps where it just cures pretty much everything. Well, in my brain, my body still hurts, but it cured a lot. I feel excited again for the rest of this journey, not dreading it, which I was yesterday. So it was worth the bit of extra cash. And I also just got an insane breakfast, which was included. So that's ideal. I don't know if there's anything down here. There's a couple biscuits, which are also coming with me. I'm just cleaning my toes before I wrap them up. Again, they're getting better, to be fair. The blisters that were blistering have popped. The skin seems to have formed again underneath the one on my right toe. Shall I show you? Don't know if you can. Hello. I don't know if you can see. I've been performing surgery with a pair of toenail clippers that I did wash before I started chopping up my skin. And I know you're not meant to burst blisters, but it already burst and there's just loose skin left. So I've trimmed that back a little bit. I've given my little toe a short back and sides, and hopefully we have no repeat offenders. And I'm just gonna lock them up every single day and just pray, I think. The rest of my toes, apart from maybe the one next to my big toe, is fine. Like, completely fine. I can barely tell they've been used. I'm getting more and more popping up across my feet, but none that are crazy, all manageable. Still not as bad as Tom Lindley's feet. God, I saw a picture of them yesterday. If he's feeling brave, he might put a picture on of his feet. But I don't know if the internet needs that. Sorry, Tom. They are just, Jesus Christ. I'm thinking about them now, I feel sick. My breakfast burrito's coming back up. So yeah, very, very much worth staying in a hotel for a bit of an aid station. I've just got to get to Inverness today. This shot's going to be so weird that I'm not even in the centre of the clip. I'm just a talking head in the bottom corner. Yeah, I just have to get to Inverness today, which is, I think it's about 15 miles. It's a bit of a shorter day, and then try to find a campsite that'll actually have me, which is proving difficult. I don't know if I explained this yesterday. I definitely did explain this yesterday. But I think because I'm on the North Coast 500 route, all the campsites are pretty booked up. And everyone that I'm seeing typically doing the route is like people that definitely don't have kids and they're just waiting for the summer holidays to finish and then they've just set off. So I'm rambling, who cares? See you soon.
Scotland needs to spend less time making iron brew and haggis and more time making hard shoulders and pavements. Thank you. I think I have a calf injury. Either the injury's already here or it's about to happen. So I'm taking it steady up this hill, and then I'm just gonna keep a really slow pace until Inverness, and then what time is it? It's 12:45 now, and then just stay as horizontal as possible until tomorrow. Tiger balm, keep stretching, hydrate. I'm tempted to go find a sauna, but I don't know how much that'll do. I think it's just more of a comfort thing. Yeah. Google Maps is now in the bad books. I need to go there. For God's sake. The injury that I was talking about earlier, I think it's just happened. Didn't hear like a pop or a rip or anything, but very, very hard to walk, let alone run. So I've ended up in a leisure centre because they've got a sauna, and I think that will help a few of my problems. But in order to get the said sauna, I've had to buy a pair of swimming trunks that were the ones, you know, the ones on the counter that are like for boys that are malnourished. So I had to get an extra large pair of Zogs, which yeah, they fit pretty nice. They fit pretty nice. And I'm hoping to scare everyone out of the sauna with my toes so I can get it on my own. Thought I'd like to capture a very special moment. Ow. Ow. And ow. Fuck me. That's toenail number one. Christ, mate. So, I've just watched a clip I recorded earlier where I said I might go find a sauna. I don't know how much that I'll do. I'm camping next to a leisure centre and I found a sauna. The only downside to that was I had to buy, I think I recorded this, I had to buy some Zogs boys swimming trunks that they did the job. They just did do the job. And they didn't fit, but they didn't not fit. Like, I didn't rip them or anything. And I think, all things considered, it's done me a lot of good. Calf is still binned. Calf is still very much in the bin. Calf's not in a good way. It's not my calf, it's like this, whatever exists in here, beneath calf, is toast. But I think it could be partially repaired with a rest day. And why aren't you fucking charging, mate? Portable charger's he's misbehaving on me. I can't have that. That would be a problem. Well, it wouldn't, I'd just get another one, but I don't want to be spending any more money because I've been burning through it. Yeah, tomorrow I think we could have a rest day. I've got some laundry to do, bit of admin. I might buy some new shoes because I know there's not a right shoe for this job, because I don't think any shoe is built to take such a battering over such a long period of time. But I've potentially got too much of a cushiony shoe, which I think is allowing my foot to roll around too much, and I'm ending up with pressure points in weird spots instead of just spread throughout my foot. But that could be just a theory, and I could just be wrong, because this is what happens to your feet when you try and run down the length of the UK in a pair of shoes that you've already been training in that probably aren't built for the job. But we're going to find out tomorrow. I'm going to try and find one of them minions that put you on a treadmill and film your feet and take a video and tell you that you fucking should have been stretching since you were 2 and that your life's ruined because you've got a pronated arch, and see if I can find a solution. Yeah. And what else have I got to tell you? Oh, mate, legend at the White Cottage Cafe just before the bridge in Inverness. Guy who owns it's called Andrew. Is an absolute legend. And you should go if you are going in that direction. Or even if you're not, man, just drive 6 hours and say, Joe sent me here, that weird bald lad that's running down the length of the UK and hasn't made it yet. But he told me to come for a scone. And he'll appreciate that. Yeah, that's it. Morning campers. I probably shouldn't have started this on a main road. It's about to get loud. I'm just going to shout in your faces. I've had a productive morning. I slept like shit again because I'm just cold, so I'm going to buy some more thermals today. Done some laundry. Just had a matcha green latte, which was disgusting. I remedied it with 5. Oh my! Who put that there? I remedied it with 5 sugars and some cinnamon, and it was still horrible. I think the benefits of matcha are good, but it does taste like ass. It basically tastes like a strong green tea because it's the whole leaf that's ground up. Anyway, not important. I think we're gonna go and get some new shoes. I keep saying shoes, buy some fucking stilettos. I'm gonna get some trainers that hopefully support my feet a little bit better, and by default my calf feels a lot better today, but it's still threatening me with pain. So I'm gonna just have a slow walk around today. I might go back in the sauna and the koozie. I've gravitated a bit close, but that's okay. Yeah, I might get back in the koozie tonight and then start fresh again tomorrow. That could be ideal. I got some new shoes. I went for the Ultra, don't know, whatever that says, Flow 2. Experience Flow 2. There was another colour that was whiter and more colourful, but they were down a size, and throughout the day your feet swell up. So you could do with going up a size when you're running for this long and your feet get busted up. And then took the box, and I'm just going to ship my, that guy's taking out the packaging out, but I'm going to ship my other shoes home in this box, along with some thermals that I don't need because I've just got some new ones. So it's the evening of day 8 after my second rest day of this adventure, and Garmin reckons I've done 15,136 steps today, which I actually can't fathom. I don't know how I'd have done that. I got a bus this morning into Inverness. I had to walk a little bit to the bus stop, and I was only on the bus for like a mile, but my legs were in bits, so I thought bus. And I have been walking around kind of all day, but I don't know how I've clocked 15,000 steps on a rest day, and it's been pretty accurate up until now, so I don't know why it'd lie to me. Anyway, productive rest day. Got some new shoes, trainers. The kids, right. I don't want to at the kid in the store, and I don't know his name. He was a lovely lad, and he was very, very helpful. That's an important prerequisite piece of information for this story. I get to the shoe shop, trainer shop, running shop, and I have a quick scan of the shoe selection. And obviously there's a plethora of options. Plethora, one of the two, tomato. There's a few options. And I turned to him and I said, youngish lad, can't have been 21. I said, I need some professional intervention. This is what I'm doing. These are my issues. What are you saying? What do you recommend? And like, without barely any hesitation, he pointed at like the Brooks Glycerin Max or something. It was like 30 years ago, it would have been like a prop in a sci-fi movie. Like, this shoe was engineered to the nines, and it had a heel on it that was like this thick, thicker than the ones that I've already got, which are already very thick. And he recommends them, and he's like, yeah, there's a guy that came in who was doing the North Coast 500, which is the famous Scottish Highlands road trip, which apparently is sick, and I ran a little bit of it, and the bit of it that I've ran is nice. It is nice. Don't know about the rest of it. Anyway, he was running that, and he'd set off, like, say, a couple of weeks ago, and he was like, yeah, I reckon the guy came in, similar problems, and asked me for a recommendation for the shoes. So I said, pointed at that one, and he's been smooth sailing ever since. So I was like, all right, yeah, cool, I'll try that. Tried them on, and they felt
decent, and you could tell they were a good shoe. Had a little run on the treadmill. And then I tried on a few different options and eventually landed not at that shoe. I eventually got some Ultra, whatever I said in the video before. And then I'm making my decisions and I'm like, right, yeah, I'm gonna get these, checking the sizes, whatever. And then as I'm like taking the shoe off and giving it back to him, like, so how's Buddy getting on? That's doing the North Coast 500. Have you heard from him? And he was like, oh yeah, no, he packed it in after like a week and a bit. And I'm like, come on, I'm not gonna buy them shoes then, am I? I feel like, I don't know whether that's a fair like reaming of his sales tactic there, but I feel like that just defeats the object of, like, it was like, oh mate, yeah, get these ones, sold them to another guy that's doing a similar thing to you, that's going not as far of the distance, by the way, not to at him, but I'm going further. And Buddy didn't even make it, and he's trying to flog me the same shoe. Not that it's the shoe that was the problem, but I'm sure you can, I don't want to insult your intelligence, I'm sure you can connect the dot that I'm trying to articulate. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed my story time. Big day tomorrow. Little stint on the A9, and then the National Cycle Route 7 starts like 15-20 k's in, which I am incredibly excited for, because that is it's just me then. I don't have to worry about HGVs taking my ears off or anything to that effect or sentiment, so that's going to be ideal. I also got another hat. It's now that season, because I've been freezing for the last like 3 nights I've been camping, which has negative consequences for sleep. So, and I think what that will end up yielding is more nights in a hotel, which I don't want. Like, I'd rather do what I say I'm doing and just camp and carry everything on my back and do it that way, because camping is sick, but you just do have to have the right gear. So, got some new thermals, got a new hat, got some socks that should have been like 25 quid and they were 2 quid. So, no brainer. There was a sale on at the store. Went in the sauna again, tiger balmed the shit out of my calf. I don't know what else I can do to it to prepare it for tomorrow other than just leave it. I think it's just gonna hurt for a while until eventually it decides to stop sending me pain signals because I'm ignoring it. That's me. See you for day 9.